Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations to all of you for your promotion in class ninth, and welcome to all of you in this first online class. So today in this class we will discuss about the chapter number 3, periodic table and the periodicity of properties. So dear students, as you already know that periodic table, it is the backbone of chemistry, and without periodic table, if you don't have any idea, you it is very difficult to understand the different concepts of chemistry. So for this we will discuss in a very detail about the periodic table step by step. So the contents of this chapter are introduction, sketch of the periodic table, historical development of the periodic table, periods and groups, and periodicity of properties. So in introduction I will tells you about why this periodic table is developed. So the periodic table, it was developed due to the reason as the number of elements they were discovered, their number as it was increasing day by day. So the scientists have decided to place them in a proper periodic table form in the periodic table, and to locate each and every element in a proper position to study their properties easily. Now, the reason for selection, the sketch of the periodic table in this chapter before the historical development of the periodic table is to develop your interest in this chapter. Now, the students, the question may arise in your mind, what is periodic table? Or if anyone asks from you, what is periodic table? Then what will be your answer? So, the periodic table can be defined as a table of chemical elements which are arranged in order of their increasing atomic number, usually in rows, so that the elements with a similar atomic structure and hence similar chemical properties, they appear in vertical column. In simple words, we can say that periodic table is actually it is a type of table in which the elements are arranged on the basis of their atomic number, from lower atomic number to the higher atomic number. The lower atomic number, it is started from the left side, the top element hydrogen, which is placed at the top left side, it has atomic number 1. So the periodic table also start from the hydrogen, atomic number 1. Now there are some rows present in the periodic table which are horizontally present, and columns are also present which are vertically located. So what are these rows and columns called? We discuss in the next slide, but you already have idea about the rows and the columns. The next thing which they have discussed in this definition is the elements which comes in the same group. They have the similar atomic structure and similar chemical properties. Due to the reason, like as you have already done the electronic configuration, and we have drawn the structure of the different atomic model of the different elements. So the elements which comes in a single group, they have one electron in the outermost shell. Like in case of group 1, they have one electron. In case of group 2, they have two electron in the outermost shell, so they can lose one electron. Or like the group 7 elements, they have 7 electrons in the outermost shell, they can gain one electron for the completion of its octet. So the elements of the group 7, they have 7 electron, all elements have 7 electrons, so they have similar chemical properties. Their structures are also similar to each other. In the same way, the elements which are present in the group 1A, they have 1 electron in the outermost shell, they can lose one electron and form the monopositive ion. So they have all elements of the group 1A have 1 electron in their outermost shell, and they have the same chemical properties. So the periodic table, it's a table which is arranged in order, in which the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic number in the different rows and columns. Now what are these rows and columns called? So the horizontal rows of the periodic table, they are called periods. Like if you look at the blue area from left to right, a horizontal row is given which is called period. And there are total 7 periods in the periodic table. So we discuss them later on in the period and group topic in detail about the groups and periods. Now what are vertical columns called? So the vertical columns of the periodic table, they are called groups or families. Like if you look at the blue area from top to bottom, the vertical column is given, it is called group or family. There are total 18 groups present in the periodic table, which are then further divided into the A and B. The group A mostly, which are present, which are total 1A to 8A, they contain the normal or representative elements, which I will explain later on. And the B from 1B to 8B, one of the column also contain the three groups, so they are transition elements. So later on we define the transition element also. So here, as they have given the elements in any group of the periodic table, they have similar physical and chemical properties, and the elements in a group have same number of electrons in their outer orbital. यहाँ पर जो लिखा हुआ है इसका मतलब ये है कि आपके पास जो एक ही ग्रुप में पीरियोडिक टेबल में जो एलिमेंट्स होंगे उनकी जो केमिकल फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ होंगी वो सिमिलर होंगी। तो मोस्टली उनकी केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ सेम होंगी, फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ भी किसी हद तक सेम हो सकती है, लेकिन वो फिर ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ उसमें इंक्रीज़ या डिक्रीज़ आएगा। ठीक है, आगे हम इसको पीरियोडिसिटी ऑफ प्रॉपर्टीज़ में डिस्कस करेंगे। अब इन्होंने एक और बात यहाँ पे की है कि द एलिमेंट्स इन अ ग्रुप दे हैव सेम नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन देयर आउटरमोस्ट ऑर्बिटल। एज आई हैव डिस्कस्ड अर्लियर कि अगर ग्रुप 1 में कोई एलिमेंट्स मौजूद होंगे तो सब के आखिरी शेल में 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन होगा, जो ग्रुप 2 में होंगे सब के लास्ट शेल में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होंगे। तो ये बात यहाँ पे डिस्कस हुई है कि एक ही ग्रुप के जो एलिमेंट्स होंगे, चूँकि वो सिमिलर नंबर ऑफ़ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं, उनके आउटर मोस्ट शेल में सेम नंबर ऑफ़ इलेक्ट्रॉन है, तो उतने ही इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज़ करेंगे। और इस तरह ही जैसे ग्रुप 1 वाले मोनो पॉजिटिव आयन बना सकते हैं, तो उनकी फिर केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज़ भी इस बेस पे सिमिलर होंगी। Now we are going to develop the sketch of periodic table from easy to complex. We are going here, if you look at this, the green area which is given, this is S block of the periodic table, which contain two groups, group 1A and group 2A. So here as they have given 1s to 7s, the last element have 7s in their electronic configuration, the first element have 1s in their electronic configuration. So students, as you already know from your 8th class, as we have done the electronic configurations about that sketch which we have practiced before writing the electronic configuration of elements, in which the S are from 1s to 7s. In the same way, the P are from 2p to 7p and the D are from 3d to 6d. It's based upon the fact that the K shell has only one subshell, so 1s, and the L shell has two subshells, so S and P we can write by the 2, and the M shell contain three subshells, so 3s, 3p, and also we write it in 3d, and the KLMN contain the four subshells, so we write it in the 4s, 4p, 4d, and 4f also. So this brown area is actually the P block, okay? As we already know that the S, P, D, and F blocks, they are given on the basis of the name of the subshells S, P, D, and F. This area is the D block, which is given in blue, and the pink area is the F block, okay? So here, if you look at this, the blue two elements are given in blue due to the reason they are given, as they have the same electronic configuration like these, but their properties are similar to the F block, so they are placed in the F block. Now this sketch is developed on the basis of the type of the block like S, P, D, and F. But in the next sketch, we will discuss about the nature of elements which are present in each block, like this S block contain which type of element, the P block contain which type of element, D and F. If you look at this sketch, like here it is given metals by the yellow, so this yellow area contain mostly metals, like here are metals present, but this blue color which is given at the top as well as here, it contain non-metals. So here, like if you look at this, here is hydrogen present. Hydrogen is a non-metal. You already know about the hydrogen. It's a non-metal. It has one atomic number. But why it is placed here? It is placed here due to the one atomic number and first position and one electron in the outermost shell. So it's similar to the group 1. They also have one electron in their outermost shell. And as it has one atomic number, so the periodic table start from the hydrogen. Although it's a non-metal, so its properties are similar to this blue area, the non-metal area. Now the next here is metalloids given. You already know metalloids are those elements which show the properties of metals as well as non-metals. As you already know, the metals are those elements which loses electron, which have a positive charge, which have luster, metallic luster. which are malleable and ductile, which have high melting and boiling point, while the non-metals are those elements which have the ability to gain electrons, show the negative valency, and they are non-malleable, non-ductile, non-conductor of electricity. Mostly they are good conductor of electricity. But what are the metallites? The metallites, they show the properties in between the metals and non-metals. As we have discussed it in a very much detail about the properties of these metals, non-metals and metalloids in our 8th class course. Now what about this green area? So these are actually the metalloids. These are the metalloids. Okay, the metalloids are located in this area. There is looking a ladder like structure by which the poor metals, here the poor metals are present, which do not show more, which are not very reactive like these metals, these elements. So the non-metal and the poor metal, they are separated by this green area, which are metalloids. Look at this pink area, which contain the noble gases or the inert elements, which have complete outermost shell. The outermost shell of them is complete by the 8 electrons. So inshallah, in the group and period type topic, we discuss about the detail of each. If you look at this arrow, period arrow is given from top to bottom. Maybe you will get confused, but actually they have given in such a way as if we look at this, the period is from left to right and horizontally placed, then next period, then next period, and the period is changing when we go from top to bottom. In each group, the period is changing, one period, then second, then third, then fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So that's why this is given. The period is changing successively when we go in a group. Now here is given the group. The group are actually the vertical columns, but if I go from left to right, so this is first group and this is second group, so the group is also changing. यानी मैं अगर लेफ़्ट टू राइट जा रही हूँ तो मेरे पास देखिए पहला ग्रुप था, अब ये दूसरा ग्रुप है और आगे ग्रुप्स जो है वो चेंज हो रहे हैं. और अगर मैं एक ही ग्रुप में ऊपर से नीचे आऊँ तो मेरे पास पीरियड भी चेंज हो रहे हैं, तो इस वजह से ये इस तरह से गिवन है. नीचे अगर आप देखें, दिस इज़ लैंथेनाइड्स एंड एक्टिनाइड्स, इनके बारे में भी हम डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे. लैंथेनाइड्स आर द रेयर अर्थ एलिमेंट्स एंड एक्टिनाइड्स आर द रेडियो एक्टिव एलिमेंट्स. Radioactive mean which emit radiations, and the rare earth, they exist under the earth crust. Now look at this periodic table. This is the complete sketch of the periodic table, which is given in your book on page number 70, and this is also your homework. You will draw this sketch. You use colors, also light colors for each part. But here one thing is given, like here the group A elements 1A, this is 2A, this is 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A. And here the B is given, like 1B, 2B, is third B, fourth B, and still 8B, although the 8B contain 3 blocks also. And why 1B and 2B are placed here, all these things we discuss in this now. If you look at this is S block, it contains alkali metal, alkaline earth metal. We will discuss later on in detail in group topic. These are non-metal, these are other metals, these are halogens, which are salt formers, these are noble gases. But the question arises, what are these, this A, why this A and B is given? The A letter which is given, that is due to the, as these elements are normal elements, also called representative elements, and they have fixed valency. Mostly like sodium is a normal element, it have +1 valency, it do not show any other valency other than 1. And chlorine is also a normal element which is placed in the 7 group, also called halogen, salt former. Sodium chloride is the salt of chlorine, so it show just -1 valency, do not show any other valency other than -1. Here are transition elements, the D, which are given by the B symbol or the B letter. They are transition elements. So what are the transition elements? Transition elements are those elements which show variable valency or different valency, like we have discussed in the electronic configuration about the iron and copper. Like iron show +2 and +3 valency. I will discuss it now in the definition. Here is given. So the S and P block element, they are called representative elements or the normal elements, which are given here, like here if you look at this, S block is this one and this one is P block. These both are collectively called normal element, while the D block is present in the center. So now what are the transition element? Transition metals or transition element, they are present in the center, and these are the metals. They are able to put more than 8 electron in the shell, that is one from the outermost shell. ओके, सो ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट क्या होते हैं? ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट वो हैं होंगे कि जिनके शेल मेट से ज़्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे, वो आगे फिर फर्दर सब शेल में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होंगे। लेकिन जो ट्रांजिशन का लफ्ज़ है, इसका मतलब ये है कि जैसे कि आपको मैंने आयरन के केस में पढ़ाया है, नहीं पढ़ा है तो इंशाल्लाह ये पढ़ा दूँगी आगे फर्दर। ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स की जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन है, जैसे आयरन है हमारे पास, वो कभी +2 और कभी +3 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट शो करता है। तो +2 तब शो करता है जब वो 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स लूज़ करे आउटर मोस्ट शेल से, और जो +3 है वो कब शो करेगा? अगर वो एक और भी इनर शेल से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज़ हो जाए, तो 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन टोटल लूज़ हो, तो वो तो +3 शो करेगा। यानी ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जो इनर मोस्ट से है वो आउटर मोस्ट में आएंगे, आउटर मोस्ट से इनर मोस्ट पे, डिपेंड अपॉन द एनर्जी, कि जो इनको एनर्जी मिल जाती है तो वो ऊपर जाएंगे, अंदर वाला जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है अंदर शेल वाला वो ऊपर चला जाएगा, और जो है एक साथ लूज़ हो सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर एनर्जी लूज़ कर दे तो फिर वो नीचे आ सकते हैं, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन जो है वो वापस नीचे आ सकता है। तो ट्रांजिशन का मतलब ही है एक से दूसरे में ट्रांजिशन, जंप लगाना, ट्रांजिशन करना, ठीक है। तो इनकी जो वैलेंसी होती है वो फिक्स्ड नहीं होती। जैसे कॉपर के केस में +1 और +2 है, आयरन के केस में +2 +3 है। इसी तरह और भी बहुत से एलिमेंट्स हम पढ़ चुके हैं, क्रोमियम वगैरह। नाउ दिस इज़ द कंप्लीट पीरियोडिक टेबल। इफ़ यू लुक एट दिस, या हमारा जो सारे स्केच जो हमने डिस्कस किए हैं वो यहाँ पे कंप्लीट हो जाती हैं। अगर आप देख लें यहाँ पे ये नॉन मेटल्स हैं, ये मेटलॉइड्स है, ये पोर मेटल्स है, ये ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स, ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स, नीचे लेंथेनाइड एक्टिनाइड्स है, और ये हमारे पास नॉर्मल एलिमेंट्स है, एस और पी ब्लॉक वाले दोनों नॉर्मल एलिमेंट, ये ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट। अब dear students, I want to discuss about the trick that how, if anyone ask about any element, if they give you one of the element and ask that you draw the electronic configuration, write the electronic configuration, and you decide where that element will be located or positioned in the periodic table. So I have selected the sodium element, which is very easy. Like if you look at the sodium, 11 is the atomic number, and you already know we draw the electronic configuration on the basis of this atomic number. So this is the electronic configuration of the sodium. Okay, so if you look at the last shell, 3s1, so this 3 show the shell number or period number, while the 1 show the number of electrons or the group number, and s show the subshell number or the block number or the group number. Okay, so it show that the 3 show that the period number or the shell number, so it means it will be in the third period, like K, L, M, it will be in the third period, and it has the outermost shell M, like if you look at this M. And S1 means, 1 means it has it is present in the S block, but it has only 1 electron in the S subshell, so it is present in the group 1A. If you look at the back picture again, if you look at here, sodium is 11 atomic number, and it is present in the 1, 2, 3 third period. It is present in the third period, and third period it is present, and in the which group it is present? It is present in the first group. Like this is S block, this is S1. The elements which will be present here, उनके जो top S में जो इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे वो just 1 होंगे, जबकि इधर जो एलिमेंट होंगे उनके S में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे। जैसे कि हम 8th क्लास में पढ़ चुके हैं कि जो S सब शेल है उसमें मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ़ इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 हो सकते हैं, मिनिमम 1 हो सकता है। इन द सेम में P में आपके पास जो मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ़ इलेक्ट्रॉन है वो 10 हो सकते हैं। यहाँ पर P आपके पास है, इधर 6 हो सकते हैं, सॉरी। तो P1, P2, इनका P1 होगा लास्ट, इनका P2, P3, P4, P5 एंड P6। जबकि डी ब्लॉक जो है, डी में 10 हो सकते हैं मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ़ इलेक्ट्रॉन। तो डी ब्लॉक्स में जो है आपके पास कितने ब्लॉक है डी ब्लॉक में? 10 कॉलम्स है, ठीक है। तो इसमें D1 होगा, आगे सो ऑन। यहाँ पे अगर आप नीचे आ जाए तो लेंथेनाइड्स एंड एक्टिनाइड्स एफ ब्लॉक है, ठीक है। ये पॉइंटर मेरा यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा हो रहा है। तो एफ ब्लॉक में क्या होगा? 14 एलिमेंट्स होते हैं, तो 14 ब्लॉक्स यहाँ पे बने हुए हैं, ठीक। यहाँ पर एक और बात मैं आपको बताना चाह रही थी, इसके लिए हम इस बैक वाले टेबल पे फिर चले जाते हैं। वेट फॉर अ मिनट, यहाँ पे है इस वाले में, सॉरी, यहाँ पे यहाँ पे एक चीज़ मैंने यहाँ पे आपको डिस्कस नहीं की, इसको भी डिस्कस कर लेती हूँ कि ये 1b और 2b में क्यों यहाँ पे है जबकि 3b यहाँ पे है। तो जो 1b में वो एलिमेंट्स होंगे जो कि मोस्टली वन वैलेंसी प्लस वन वैलेंसी शो करते हैं, या आखिरी उसमें जो शेल में वन इलेक्ट्रॉन जैसे सिल्वर प्लस वन शो करता है। और यहाँ पे वो होंगे जिन जो प्लस टू वैलेंसी शो करते हैं, यहाँ पे वो एलिमेंट्स मौजूद होंगे, ठीक है। और बी जो है ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स जो है वो उनके कुछ जिन ग्रुप्स में रखा गया है उनको हम बी से शो करेंगे, जबकि नॉर्मल एलिमेंट्स को हम ये जो एरिया है उसको हम ए से शो करेंगे, ठीक है। होप यू विल अंडरस्टैंड इट, okay, and you also try to take any other element and do practice of it, okay. I will ask inshallah on reopening of school, and you try to complete your homework. You first of all you draw the sketch of the periodic table which is given on page number 70, and then in addition other written work I will send you inshallah of the next lecture. So you arrange a copy, neat notebook for yourself and do your work neatly and cleanly. I will check it on reopening of school inshallah, and all of you must have your homework in your neat copies. Okay, thank you and Allah Hafiz.